We need to work on the crank and the hand grips.
That's what's happening on this episode of Featherstone Bicycles. These hand grips they don't look like they're the right color, but they are. They've got, the color is down there somewhere, but they've got some kind of a sticky substance on them. I'm not really sure what that is. We're going to probably have to use some of the solvent on that. But first, we're going to take this crank apart. Got the outside nut, the cone nut, washer in between. Got our cup, another cup, another bearing cage, and we're going to take this off here. But first we're going to spray a little solvent, not solvent, PB Blaster down in there. Got my large crescent wrench here, and I believe this, well, that came off very easy. Comes off there. There we go. Before we get everything into the parts washer, we're going to take the balls out of the cages here. These are really greasy. And just like the other bearing cages that I had for the pedals, I'm going to have these soaking for a while in some solvent. before, there appears to be something on this. Well, now that they've been sort of in the shadow of the or on the side of the solvent, I can see that this is some kind of grease on here, because now you can see the real color is coming through. They almost look green, but down here they look blue, so like a bluish green. And from what I can tell in the catalogs, these are the originals. Now it's time to shine all the crank parts up on the wire wheel. Wire wheel doesn't necessarily get the chrome polished, obviously, so I like to just use some fine steel wool after I get the rust off, or the majority of the rust, and shine it up. the little container with the cages, and I'm gonna clean those off here in the parts washer because they are a mess. Let's see if I can just use this bigger brush. Bristles on this are a little bit stiffer than the toothbrush. Get the majority of this grease out of here. I had to take my gloves off because I wanted to work a little bit more on these hand grips, and it's hard to tell with the gloves on whether or not they're really clean. It still looks, hopefully the camera can pick that up. I mean, right in here, you can see that blue speckle. It does look like it's green other places, like at the bottoms there. I don't know why. And they also look a little dull in places. So I'm going to try a little Goo Gone and see if that helps at all. That other cage is the worst cage that I've ever run into. I'm going to have to let that soak overnight, if not longer. It is really bad. I mean, like I said, the worst ever. And we'll put our crank back on, this chain ring back on the crank. This really only has to go hand tight because pedaling is going to tighten it. And we'll leave the other parts here until we get that other cage fixed. And there is our hand grips. I guess an ultrasonic cleaner would be a good thing for that other cage, but considering how long it took me to get a regular parts washer, I'm not holding out any hope that an ultrasonic cleaner is in my near future. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope to see you next time on Featherstone Bicycles.